Judith never made it about herself. Even after victory, she didn't build a name around it. She didn't turn deliverance into self-promotion. She didn't turn obedience into ego.
Check out purposelyhere.com where you will find my self-published book. Purposelyhere.com also has exclusive merchandise for men, women, and kids. Purposelyhere.com is also available on your mobile devices. Stay tuned and enjoy the video.
Judith isn't just a Bible story about a brave woman. She's a confrontation to every idea that says godly women are supposed to be passive, silent, or powerless. Because when you actually read her story, the question isn't, was she brave? The question is, what happens when a woman fully trusts the Most High and stops shrinking back from responsibility? And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is the start of our series, Great Women of Scripture. And we're beginning with Judith, bold, disciplined, and used by the Most High in a time when fear had already taken over leadership. Now, before anyone misunderstands this isn't about glorifying aggression or ignoring structure. It's about recognizing that obedience to the Most High sometimes requires courage that other people don't understand. And Judith shows us exactly that. Judith lived in a time where leadership was afraid and people were suffering because of it. Her people were under siege. There was pressure, fear, and instability. And instead of clarity, there was hesitation. And what's interesting is this. Sometimes the crisis isn't just the enemy outside. It's the fear inside the people supposed to lead. But then Judith steps in, a widow, not a soldier, not a political leader. And yet she carries something deeper than position. She carries discernment and conviction. And that's where it all began. Judith wasn't reckless. She was disciplined before she was bold. Her courage didn't start on the battlefield. It started in her private life. She lived in prayer, fasting, and obedience long before her name was ever attached to victory. Because discipline always comes before authority. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, Joshua 1:8. That's the principle. You don't suddenly become strong in crisis. You become strong in consistency. So when pressure came, Judith wasn't improvising faith. She was already rooted in it. And she didn't move from emotion. She moved with strategy. This is where people misunderstand spiritual courage. Judith didn't react. She didn't panic. She didn't move just because she was angry at the situation. She prayed. She planned. And she executed with precision. Because wisdom is always spiritual. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty. Proverbs 21:22. That means strength without wisdom is just noise. But wisdom under the Most High becomes strategy. And if this is already shifting the way you think about godly womanhood, courage, and obedience, go ahead and like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And subscribe. Because this series isn't just about inspiration. It's about transformation. And we're going to have real conversations about what Scripture actually says about women, leadership, wisdom, and faith. And even in her approach, she understood something critical. Access requires discernment. Judith presented herself in a way that allowed her to enter enemy territory without compromising her integrity. And that tension matters because there's a difference between using wisdom and losing yourself. Man looketh at the outward appearance, but the Most High looketh on the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. So she understood presentation, but she didn't surrender principle. That balance is rare. But the real turning point is this. Judith never made it about herself. Even after victory, she didn't build a name around it. She didn't turn deliverance into self-promotion. She didn't turn obedience into ego. She gave glory back to the Most High. let another man praise thee, Proverbs 27:2 tells us. Because real obedience doesn't need attention to stay valid. And here's the part that challenges most people. Judith saved a nation without needing a title. No official position, no public recognition, no institutional authority. And yet the Most High still used her. Thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Matthew 6:4. That means influence is not always announced. It's revealed through obedience. So the question becomes, why do we think we need titles before we can be impactful? And Judith destroys the idea that godly women must be passive, because she was not passive, but she was also not reckless. She was anchored. And that's the difference. The Most High hath not given us a spirit of fear, 2 Timothy 1:7. Courage under the Most High is not rebellion. It's obedience under pressure. And when you step back and look at her life, the message is simple. The Most High can use a woman powerfully without stripping her of discipline, humility, or order. Judith wasn't chosen because she was loud. She was chosen because she was aligned. And alignment always produces impact. So when you look at Judith, the question isn't just admiration, it's reflection. Because this story isn't just about her courage. It's about what happens when obedience meets preparation. And maybe the deeper question is this: where has fear been speaking louder than faith in your own life? Because Judith didn't wait for perfect conditions. She moved in alignment. And that's the pattern. The Most High doesn't just call women to believe, He calls them to respond. This is just the beginning of this series on great women of Scripture. Next, we'll go deeper into women like Deborah, Esther, Ruth, and others who each carried a different expression of strength under the Most High. Because the goal isn't just inspiration, it's transformation. And Judith proves this clearly. When a woman is anchored in the Most High, she doesn't have to force impact. She becomes it. All right, everyone, I thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And do not forget to check out my website, purposelyhere.com, where you can find both my self-published books, also information on my next upcoming book, The Book of Accountability. Until next time, you all stay safe and peace.